8 in the PM. This is Extra Time exclusive on Extra Time show. My name is Nyash the Jabroni Slayer.
Greg Mulemi, the captain.
The hour we call the Extra Time exclusive where we get to talk to the who's who in the sports fraternity.
The movers and shakers.
Movers and shakers.
The CEOs.
The needle movers.
The HODs.
History makers.
And of course, the conversation beginners.
Exactly. Starters. And the one we have today is a special one.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I gotta say, he is very well dressed.
Oh, my.
Hey,
Look at myself. Me come here with my Nigerian dress. My Nigerian t-shirt. I'm like, yeah.
Hey, Mzame Lukumbaya. For those guys who are watching, because you're live on YouTube and Facebook as well.
Yeah.
He is looking suave, man, not gonna lie. I'm talking about Coach Bob. He's in the building. Coach Bob,
yes.
for those who don't know, he's the head coach and also manager.
Yeah, general
manager.
Yeah.
For Kibera Soccer Women Football Club.
Yep.
And we are here with him because we want to have a very good conversation as far as women football in this country is concerned, because there's a lot of neglect as far as that is concerned. We have talked about that time and time again on SportyFM.
Yep.
So first of all, Coach George Robert Okallo, welcome to SportyFM.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored, and I thank God for the opportunity that you guys allowed me to come and enjoy this forum with you. So, definitely looking forward to this next hour.
Exactly.
So,
all right. There's always a low-hanging question that we like asking guests for us, just to make the conversation going.
Yeah.
What do you think about having an all sports radio station in this country? This is the first time it's happening.
Yeah, you know what? It's special because number one, you don't have to think about so many things and dwell, because people who come here come specifically to listen to sports.
Yeah.
A lot of times people go to listen to politics and then there's sports.
Yeah.
They go listen to the weather and then there's sports.
Yeah.
But it's good that, there's a channel that somebody can come and just talk about sports, and not only just soccer, football.
Yeah.
But, I saw something about chess. I saw something about darts.
Darts.
So,
correct.
this is a great forum.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know some people are asking, now your accent ni nzuri sana. Isi ya yes, isi ya Kibera. Isi ya Kibera. Maybe for those listeners,
Umekuwa wapi?
Can you give us like a background on how your journey in football has been so far?
Yeah. Obviously, my name is George Robert Okallo.
Yeah.
In the US, they call me Coach George, but here in Kenya, they call me Coach Bob.
Yes.
So nearly everybody that I grew up playing football with, I basically just grew up here in Kenya. They call me Bob.
Okay.
So I was born and raised in Nairobi, South B, Mariakani Estate. Grew up playing football, played for a team called Olympic Sportif, and then Bronyuk. And then, played with people like Peter Nzau, people like Rogers Kadenge. And then, went to school at Upper Hill.
Oh.
Yeah, went to Upper Hill, and then at Upper Hill, obviously I started playing, while I was playing for the high school team, I was also playing for local teams like Pan-Afric Hotel. We were one of the last people to do all the A levels. So
that's in the late 80s.
So in 87, actually, Upper Hill won the Nairobi Championships. During that year, actually, somebody called Shaban Olum, the late Shaban Olum. He used to be the team manager of AFC, but he was forming a team, a professional team, mainly, just based a lot of young people, people who are still in high school, and that's Shamako Babes. Those who remember
Shamako Babes yakina Maki.
Yeah. So we were the ones who when he was putting the team together.
You know about it?
Maki is my eldest brother.
Oh.
So we were putting it together, and the reason I'm telling this story is when he was bringing the team together, we used to get together at big hotels in Nairobi. Some of us tumeishi mtaani, mujaenda nini New Stanley Hotel, 680. That's where the team meetings used to be, So we'd meet in the evening and, just the Nairobi people, because their team was also made of people from Musingu, from Kakamega. And we used to get, back in the day, 1987, 100 bob was a lot of money, So he'd feed us, and then he'd give us, there was a baisha. We used to walk, you take one, pass the rest, So that's how the team started, and then unfortunately, when at the end of '87, nilichujwa. Okay, the reason nilichujwa they brought in a coach called Fred Nyongesa,
Yeah.
again the late. So something happened, and some of us Nairobi people started asking for a right. Unajua na watu wa Nairobi we be watu even wamenyamaza. Yeah. So we raised some concern and nikachujwa. So after that I practiced 2 months with the Kenya Pipeline.
Yeah.
And then God opened an opportunity for me to go to Kenya Re.
Okay.
And then I played for Kenya Re in 1989. And then that's when I got an opportunity to go to the US to play football.
All right.
And and study. And I lived there for 20 years.
20.
Yeah, I was a banker during the day, and I was a football coach in the evenings.
Yeah.
And then I kept asking myself, because there was a lot of people like me, a lot of men, who we came with nothing to the US.
Yes.
And then, by the grace of God, we became something, where we were professionals, bankers, we were coaching football, being successful, but we don't see women who came the same route because they were talented footballers. And with that being said, I was coaching women football actually since 1990.
Oh.
And there's a lot of women that we have developed, and we've seen them, develop, do big things in the game. And I started asking myself, how come you're not helping Kenyans? And at the end of the day, it was because we knew that, most of the resources go to the men's side, not the women's side, And one of the biggest resources is coaching.
Yes.
And I said, if I consider myself a good coach, why don't you go back to Kenya and coach the women?
Correct.
And that's when I moved back in 2010. And when I moved back, that's when actually I got involved with Kibera. A friend of mine connected me with somebody from Kibera Girls Soccer Academy. I went to do just a training session. I already had my plan. I was going to do exactly what I did in America. I was going to do here in Kenya.
Okay.
I was going to work in the banking industry during the day, and then at night I was going to go and coach the young ladies.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no lights. So
you can't do it at night.
you can't do it at night. But with that being said, he connected me with the Kibera Girls Soccer Academy, which is just a high school with a high school team. I went to Woodley, a toy primary school where they practice, and I was just going to go there and just coach them. Ile to charity. Nda coach cash leo, nda kesho, and you will never see me again because I have a big business, I have big plans.
Yes.
And I went and I coached the first day, and there's a coach called Moha. Moha took me. I've never been in Kibera. At that time, I'd never been in
So
Kibera.
You just read about it, heard about it?
You're driving, you see Kibera.
Kibera ndio ile.
Naona watu wanaingia Kibera, watu wanatoka.
Ndio.
Lakini I'd never ever gone in.
Yes.
So after practice, ni jioni 6:30 hivi. Huyo kijana Moha akaniuliza, coach, unaishi wapi? And I told him, naishi tu hapa tu karibu na high rise. Akasema hapa tu. And me, nilikuja na basi na nilikuwa ndarudi na basi. Akaniambia hapa tu, wacha ndakupeleka. Nikaogopa sijawahi Kibera.
There's a stereotype.
Yes. So and that night when I walked with him from Toy Primary to our place, it changed my life because I went into Kibera and I saw some things that I just knew that I need to do something to work in an area like this. That was, I think it was around April. And then in December we actually formed something called an academy. We brought in about over 100 girls. It's just girls, not boys. Brought about 100 of them, and then that's when we actually selected an under 8 team, under 12 team, under 14 team, and that actually was the genesis of this team that you see, Kibera. That's where it was formed, Okay. And again, the founder of Kibera Soccer Academy, his name is Abdul. He's the one who basically just gave me the keys to the to the academy. Do what you need to do. And then and actually right now on my coaching staff, there's Moha, the one who convinced me to to stay at Kibera. There's Sido. Okay, all my assistant coaches. There's Byron's. And then there's a lady, Auntie. Auntie is the coach at Madare. She was one of the ladies who helped start the camp, And actually, there's 2 players who are now on my coaching staff. There's Commando. And then there's another one called Achi. You know, so we go way back. You know, so a lot of people think that, you know, this guy just came to Kibera juzi.
And now amekuwa head coach.
Bana.
Yeah.
Hii ni kitu tulianza zamani sana.
Yeah.
You know, and God just brought it back together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You've been over here in the US for over 2 decades, or is it 3 decades?
Yes.
What is that one pro habit that you learned there that you desperately want to instill here?
You know, to say one, I cannot just say one. You know,
Give us 3 then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number one, just the professionalism of how things are done. You know, obviously I've been in America for 2 different things. You know, there was the 2010 to 90 to 2010.
Yeah.
And then the 2013 to just last year. I think the biggest growth that I had in my coaching profession was this last one.
All right.
Because this last one, I did not go there as a banker. I was 100% a football coach.
Yes.
You know, and an administrator. And in the process, I got the opportunity to work with people playing at the highest level of the game. I coached women who actually played in the 2019 World Cup and actually won the World Cup. You know, some of my own product. You know, so with that kind of experience, you know, we're not talking about, you know, just a country. US is ranked number 1. Number 2 in the world. Spain is number 1
for women.
Women football.
Yeah.
They've won the World Cup 5 times.
Yes.
You know,
most successful, right?
Most successful.
Yeah.
You know, so I know that, you know, with that experience, you know, because one of the things is, you know, you look at the best practices. You know, looking at the best practices of an organization that is first or second in the world.
Yeah.
We are ranked 133rd. So there's a lot of room for improvement. And
a lot of it.
Yeah.
And you look at how you've really brought in something very interesting about the ranking. Ever since our women started competing in professional football under FIFA, we've never risen to the desired ranks. What could be the problem?
Again, many problems, but let me just hit on a few. Number one, I just came back, coming back to Kenya. You know, I was going to start my own academy and start running things like the way academies are run in the US. In the US, they call them clubs, not academies. And then, you know, just the way things happen, the way God plans things, you have your own plans, and then God says, So I got a call from Kibera, and Kibera had a coach, you know, and me, I'm not one of those people to go and try and take somebody else's job. I stay in my lane. All of a sudden, I get a call that Kibera, the coach, has left, and the league is starting in about a week.
He leaves for the rivals, Police FC.
Police FC, yeah. So this is like my child. You know, you're not gonna just be, you know, I could have come with excuses, you know, but I was like, I'm available, so I'll come. So I stepped in, and, you know, again, I don't know the players. You know, I've not had an off season. I've not had a pre-season, which are very important. You know, laying a foundation for the team. The style of play, you know, which is completely different than what I coached. So one of the things is the way most of the teams in the league play. By the way, Kenya has very, very many talented young women. Talent, immense talent. But the way most of these people play, there's something called power play. Kila kitu ni nguvu.
Kaende.
Nguvu. Where people are playing to avoid not to lose and to get fortunate and to win, instead of playing the way the top teams play. You know, the top teams, I mean, most of us watch the Premier League. We watch Arsenal. Raya, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. You know, we watch Man City, Liverpool, Jana. Nearly everything starts from the back.
Yes.
Everything starts from the back. You just have to know how you're going to unbalance that team in the back so that you take advantage. But here, everything, midfield, ni luxury.
1-9.
So ni bypass.
Mukishinda ball, the midfield watacheza. Lakini hakuna intentionally tunaenda kwenu. You know, you look at the highest level of this game, the ball is injected into the midfield. Whether you have pressure or not, inakuja. You know, zoea kucheza hivyo. And unless you change what you're doing, you will never grow.
Yes.
We've been doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Correct.
And where has it led us? You know, I was blessed in 2012. I coached something called the National Youth Talent Academy here in Kenya, which formed the team called Matu FC. And we were blessed to win the Premier League that year, 2012.
Yes.
Okay. And from that team, you know, those ladies, I mean, the way the team was selected, it was almost like it was the under-23 national team. It was selected through Safaricom's Sakata.
Yes, Sakata Dimba.
The Sakata Dimba, yeah.
Correct.
And then they selected players, both boys and girls. We talked about Bobo Yuki. Bobo Yuki is the one who informed me about it. And then I was assigned as the director of the girls team / head coach. Bob was in charge of the boys team, and Doreen Abwere was my assistant coach. And then on the boys side, I think Desh was the coach. Assistant coach. That team resided in Karen. They just stayed there. So we started working with them the end of October, and then got into camp. I mean, they were basically in camp, and then we started the league in February, March. And we were blessed to win it. That team, that is 2012. I think 10 or 12 of those ladies who were on that team were on the Kenya team that went to the 2016 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Right now I think Essie is still the only one of the only ones playing.
I remember she was a teenager by the time.
Yes. And great players. Toto,
Terry,
Terry. And again, most of them came from that camp. If something like that continued, I don't know where this game would be. The levels, but unfortunately, there's so much corruption and ukora. They ate all the money, and all of a sudden the thing was disbanded. So I feel like if the FKF is serious about women's football, they absolutely need to be intentional and start investing in women's football. There's a lot of things. Number one, from the technical point of view, the team that I'm coaching at Kibera, and I'm very honest with them. I tell them, I don't lie to them. I told them that, the first 2 months, I had to coach you as an academy team so that I'm able to teach you what I'm capable of teaching you. Because there's so many gaps that they missed, That is the role of the federation, to be able to make sure that all these players have fundamentals. Even on the men's team, you talk about one of the top scorers during Chan, Ogam.
Yes, Ogam.
He goes to Europe. He's struggling. Because there's a gap that they missed. None of my players, I told them, you're talented, football, but you don't understand football.
There's a difference between knowing football
absolutely
and understanding.
Yes.
And understanding the biggest part of it.
Absolutely. I mean, just teaching things, like in the academy, and I keep telling them, like defending a space. Hey, bwana, wewe ni mtu wangu.
Oh Lord.
Huyu ni wangu.
Si mimi niko na huyu.
And you tell them wanataka kufunga wapi? Si wanataka kufunga ile goal. Si msonge kwa hiyo goal. Because now you're defending the man and there's space behind you. When the ball is played into that space, you have to sprint to go and get it.
Recover.
That's how we lose your energy yote.
Whereas you could have just marked the space.
And then on the transition, you still have energy to go forward. So now they're understanding those things, And then another thing is, just teaching them appreciating pressure. We're going to play the ball into pressure. And they were looking like me, coach. Na lose the ball here. Tutafungwa. Nikamwambia labda tutafungwa saa hii. Lakini mkizoea hatutafungwa tena. Because now pressure is nothing. The pressure is what you do every time. So it doesn't overwhelm you, And I'm so proud to see how they're developing, and it's just a matter of time before the scores start coming in.
And you have seen over some time, coach, to be honest. We can all agree with this, the three of us who are here. The neglect on women football is crazy.
Absolutely.
Especially club football. But when you look at things like the Under-17 World Cup, it's a World Cup gone by women. WAFCON, it's a continental tournament for women, and we are there. Just goes to show the promise that is still there, despite all this neglect that is there. Just goes to show the potential that is there as far as
and what you can
football,
achieve,
and what you can achieve as a country if you are quite serious about it, right?
100%. That's the reason I came back, because I see that potential. You know, although there's a lot of obstacles, but those obstacles can be overcome. I mean, talking about, and I see, that's the reason I'm saying I see a great opportunity in the women's game. Just comparing it with the US. I mentioned that I used to work with professional women. In their off season, they'd come to me for training. I would not charge them anything because they were not making anything. You know, but you know, the thing is, I use something called in the US now, they call it NIL, meaning name, image, and likeness. You know?
Okay.
So I'll train you. I'm not going to charge you, but we'll take pictures of me running the session.
Okay.
And then that's what I'm going to use to promote my own camps.
Yeah.
And it was a very lucrative business.
All right.
But today, I cannot kuja kwangu kwa free.
Yeah.
Because look at someone like Rodman.
Yeah.
The highest paid woman player.
Yeah.
Making 21 million shillings
Annually.
a month. $2 million a year. 21.7 million per month. You know? So that is the opportunity. And I saw that league almost failing. Actually, the league failed. It started again. It failed, started again.
Yeah.
It was until, they became serious where they started looking at this as a business.
Yes.
This is a business. How can we promote the game? Number one, the quality has to be high. Because you're talking about a team, a country that has won 5 World Cups.
Yes.
So they are, everybody knows this is a big team.
Yes, it is.
But nobody's going to the stadium. Nobody's going to the stadium because the quality of the game was not good.
Yes.
So they started bringing people like Mata, people like Sam Carr, bringing people like that. And all of a sudden, the quality of the game started going up. And as the quality of the game started going up, and people having this business mindset that, this is not just charity. This is not just a tax write-off. We can make money. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, when people started coming to the stadium, the TV got involved. Mm-hmm. And when TV revenue comes in, that's where the money is.
A game changer.
Absolutely. And I feel like, there's that opportunity, especially on the women's side, that has not been tapped.
Yeah.
On the men's side, you see that there's sponsorships. Right now, the women's game needs help. Just like a child. You need to raise a child. And then when they're able to walk and to do their own things, you set them free.
Yeah.
Women's game is still at an infant level. A lot of potential, like you said, playing in the U17 World Cup.
Yes.
And I again, people have said this, and I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
If there's any chance of Kenya going to the World Cup,
It's through the women football.
it's through the women.
Uh-huh.
But we will lose that opportunity because a lot of these women, as soon as they're after 20,
They give up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, wanajitoka ball.
Yeah. So your potential equal, lakini the federation has to be serious too. I mean, they need to market that team.
Yeah.
Every time Harambee Stars were about to play.
Yes.
Everywhere Harambee Stars.
Every
Harambee
media
Stars.
outlet.
Yeah. But when the women,
Yeah.
no, you don't hear anything.
We SportyFM struggle really to get fans going to the stadium.
Yeah. So
and also just talking about it, so many obstacles that have come with the women football. Of course, we've qualified for the Women Africa Cup of Nations. This is the second time.
Yes.
2016. And of course, a chunk of the guys, the ladies who went to the 2016 Women Africa Cup of Nations are from that talent academy. That was at Karen.
Yes.
I remember
Yep.
covering them around 2015. Yeah, and the like of Ese, Nedi, all those ladies.
Yes.
They all rose from that. And from there's been a gap
Yep.
Since then,
until the under-17s came in.
Yes.
And they went to the World Cup.
Yeah.
Was it in Panama?
Dominican
Republic, sorry. Yeah. So when they went to the Dominican Republic, now we are seeing the ladies who went to the Dominican Republic a step away from going to the under-20 World Cup. Beating Tanzania, of course.
Correct.
And we have a return match this weekend.
Yeah.
That begs the question, what is the missing link between having these pieces knitted together, and also have you guys sit for audience with the federation in that regard on where the gaps can be filled and what you can do to ensure that these things we are talking about day in, day out are ironed out?
That's a great question. The people from the federation know I'm here. They know my profile. They know my profile. Some of them actually know where I played. I know Kimanzi knows I'm here. Alumira knows I'm here. Obango knows I'm here. So I'm not going to go and start asking them, hey, I'm here. Yeah. I'm here. Yeah. And my job is to help the women's game in the lane that I'm given. I'm not going to force myself in there. But I know very well that we can really help them. I'm not trying to take anybody's job, but there's all this knowledge that I have that needs to be given. And if they give us that opportunity, we'd be more than glad to sit down with them. And because I like I said, I have seen this thing grow. in the US to become what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously, you can talk about, the finances being different, the infrastructure being different.
Yeah.
But at the same time, look at Morocco. Morocco 2020, they made a decision that we're going to invest in the women's game. And I think they're investing about 63 million per year. And now look at Morocco's women's team. Morocco's women's team is arguably one of the last 2 years.
Yes,
I mean, the
dominated
last
the
two
scene.
women's,
Yeah.
two WAFCONs, they've been in the championship game out of nowhere. It's just because the federation made a concerted effort that we are going to invest in the women's game and grow it.
Absolutely.
So.
And speaking of such and obstacles and poor sponsorships, we all know about what happened with senior men's football, Kenya Premier League.
Yeah.
Got a sponsorship.
1 billion shillings over
1 billion over 10 years. I mean, when you go down to the details, it's not really a lot.
Like 300,000 a month.
Yeah, for each club. Which, I mean, come on. I don't know which club operates like that. But that was for the Kenya Premier League for men.
Yeah.
I didn't hear nothing for women.
Zero. I mean, actually, we're playing in this league. We don't even know what if there's a trophy.
Yeah. To be one at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Let alone the prize money.
After you to Jafika Bali. And I mean, let's just face it. Most of the girls playing football come from very poor neighborhoods, poor backgrounds.
Yeah.
And they need the incentive. Waambiwe ukishinda 40,000. Watajituma.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important that the federation comes out and tells us that if you win, this is what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So.
Is there like a prize money for winning the league?
Where?
Hakuna kitu?
Ushaiona?
Sijui. Hakuna kitu.
Nani anakupatia?
Yeah.
CFKF.
The last time I saw a team being awarded was Thika Queens. Ile time is it post-COVID? Where they were given a prize money of 350,000 after winning the league then. Like that season later they went in oblivion. They were disbanded.
Yeah. That's the last time there was a prize money dished out to
the one that I saw with my
Kenya Premier League women champions.
Yes.
Yeah. No, in 2012 I said Matu we won. Now we were told that whoever wins gets 1 million.
Yeah, that was Nyamoya for you.
Man, tulingangana. And the last game, was against Makolandes.
Kinadua.
Walkover. So we were there just waiting. We waited, and referee akakuja. We were given a walkover, and end of story.
Akina Sako akamwambia good job.
Hata wakutuambia kitu. Ilisha tu hivyo tu. Yaani history sisi tunaongeanga tu yaani. Yeah, tunangojea hiyo 1 million.
Hadi leo
2012. Yeah.
Bro, that's like more than a decade ago.
Yeah,
that's about 14 years ago.
I remember I used to cover a lot of women football then. I was like, okay. What's meachwa hapo? Wamesema watawapigia simu. Bado mnangojea simu sasa.
Hata tukuambiwa kitu. Tulienda tu. Mastori je tunapiganga tu.
And you see those are the things that also they discourage
100%. 100%.
Like let's say you have a daughter or someone close to your family or someone you know that has talent but wants to join a women football club in this country. They don't have that. What drives them?
To be honest, because you are getting driven to what?
What? What's the end game?
And that's exactly what I was talking about. The under 17, okay, now under 20, and then after that, what? You go play for one of the Premier League teams. And right now, there's Police and Ulinzi, which are institutional teams. Kibera, we are blessed that we have a sponsor, a cloud fund, and CFK.
Yes.
So at least that one helps, in paying their salaries.
Yes.
And it's I use that word loosely. It's a stipend.
It's a stipend, yeah.
Yeah, but that can go away anytime. So what next? So I think it's important that there's a profession. I wish Kenya has a profession. Like I was reading about the Morocco. Morocco, when in 2020 they decided that we're going to have a professional league in 2 divisions. And then they even say that the people playing in the first division, minimum, you're going to get $330 per month. Minimum. Okay? And now look at the professional league in Morocco, because it's being supported. Because and it's hard for somebody to convince me that there's no money in Kenya.
Yeah.
While I know FIFA,
there are grants specifically for women football.
Where does it go?
Yeah.
You know, because
grants for women football. Okay.
100%. You know, because I mean, if we look around, honestly, you know, let's talk about infrastructure a little bit.
Yeah.
Some of the fields that we've gone to, and again, granted that, you know, I've lived outside the country for a long time, and we've been, you're blessed with good fields, you know, but that's over there. I'm over here, and I see how the fields are, and where police has a very good field. Ulinzi, I know the Tanzania coach did not like that field, but for the women in Kenya, that's a great field, you know, where our team plays Marist, that's a decent field, you know. You know, we went to Luanda, and we played. First of all, they sent us to a field called Ebusakami.
Yeah. That's.
We refused to play. Ilikuwa ni shamba ya mtu. Yani unaona mtu amelima huku. Wanataka kupanda
mahindi.
Alafu huko kuenda kuko flat kidogo. We refused.
Na huko nilikuwa nataka watu wacheze mpira.
Women Premier League.
Women Premier League.
Oh my.
And then after that we went to Bungoma, and they have 2 fields, but the one that they took us to, and ant fields. You know, hapo kwa 18 kuna mlima. Yani walichimba. Before we played.
Come on, man.
And then the last one, actually, I'm the one who took the video, because it was very disappointing. And again,
the one that Essay posted.
Yes. And again, we're not blaming any team.
Yeah.
We're just raising a concern that this is the field that the women playing the highest level. Okay. Actually, that field, there was 4 of our girls from Kibera who were selected to the minicamp, who played there. There was 4 players from Trinity who were also going for the minicamp for WAFCON. So those 8 women played in that dirt. Yani mmoja kuvaa vizuri pia nikienda game. Mimi ni coach, kama sasa nimevaa kama GM, you know, lakini kama coach pia najaribu vizuri.
Lazima pia utaji present vifiti.
Absolutely. Sasa tumepaka hapa hivi. You have to walk across the field to the bench. Viatu ziliharibika. Vumbi. Na tena si ati ni vumbi. Ni kama ile ungangano, ile powder. And honestly, the way I am trying to teach my ladies how to play. Hiyo mpira ikae kwa ground. Utachezaje hapa?
Kwa anti.
Mchanga hapa na hiyo nyasi ya ni kama ya kuwasha moto.
The brown grass.
And then imagine, I mean, just number one, you cannot play the way you practice.
Yes.
Kama nyinyi watu kupiga hiyo mpira ya juu, hiyo haigowasumbui.
Hapo mko sawa.
Mko sawa kabisa. You know, hata labda hiyo ni advantage tuende tucheze hapa kama tunacheza na hii team. You know? And then number 2, just the safety of the women. Okay? Because lazima saa zingine utaslide.
Yes.
Sasa utaslide aje kwa hiyo mchanga, you know. And again, we're talking about the highest level of women.
Yes.
My question is, does the federation inspect the fields before they allow a field to be used in the Premier League?
I didn't consider that as a home ground.
Yeah, because I know for the FKF Premier League, you are given approved stadiums to host matches, the high risk, medium and low risk.
Yes.
There is that roster that is always given. Like right now, no match can be played at the Machakos Stadium because or Dandora, for that matter. So for the women football, you want to tell me ni fixtures mujipange, you know. Now I tell you, the best game my team played, you know, other people might, you know, look at the results, you know, when we beat Police, but the best game my team played was at the Sacco.
Was at it was at Annex.
The Annex.
Wali sprinkler iliwashwa before the game.
Yes.
Alafu tukacheza.
Yes.
Yani nilikaa.
No pressure.
Nilikaa. Yani walicheza ball. It was beautiful, you know. Give them those opportunities to play on fields like that.
Yeah.
You know, especially like I said, if you really are saying you're a federation, you're saying that we're invested in the women's game. Why don't you make sure that they're allowed opportunities like that?
Absolutely.
You know, so I just feel like, you know, we need to put our money where our mouth is.
Absolutely.
You know, when we say that, okay, we're supporting women's football, support them with the infrastructure.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they do a great job giving us a schedule, and they do a great job giving us the table standing.
But kwa ground kucheza ndiko shida. And I know, and I feel like it's easy to showcase things like the national team going to the World Cup, going to AFCON.
Yeah.
But when you come after they are done with that, when they come now on a day-to-day basis, what are you doing as a federation? That's why they're absolutely failing. And it's honestly unfortunate.
And I feel like that is those are the parts that we're missing, because I feel like they invest a lot on the national team.
Yeah.
And then from there, what?
Because it is these clubs that actually feed the national team.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, just communication. Again, that's a big thing, because, like I said, I've been coaching Kibera since October. I've not had any conversation with somebody from the federation coming to tell me, okay, that this is what our plan is with the national team. This is the style that we want to play.
Yeah.
We're looking for a centre back who's this tall, this strong. You know, this is the technical attributes that she has. This is the, you know, tactical acumen that, you know, that they have.
Yeah.
This is the mentality that they have. Akuna. I'm just naambia tu ule ameitwa
akam
and by the way, I need to say something, because you know, I mean, talking about just respect, that, you know, that I feel like us coaches
you're not appreciated enough.
You know, I told you when I took over the team, and then the second week 4 of my players leave. You know, they go to national team. They're training with the national team for a week, and then they're released on Friday to go and play a game. You know, number one, I'm instilling a new style, and my style, the goalkeeper, is very crucial.
Yeah.
Center backs are very crucial.
Yes.
And the backs, the outside backs. My goalkeeper, my center back, my right back were in camp. So what do I do the rest of the week? I mean, obviously, I have to develop other players because we have a big squad.
Yeah.
But that is your. But and then I don't know. You know, we train people in a scientific way too. You know, there's something called periodization.
Yeah.
Okay, periodization.
Yes.
You know, there's post-season, pre-season, and then there's a season.
Yeah.
And then there's a, you know, macro cycle, the mesocycle. You know, and the micro cycle is what you do during the week.
Yes.
You know, whereby, you know, we have 4 days that we train. Tuesday and Wednesday. These are the days that we call max loading day. You know, that you know, we push the players to the maximum.
Yes.
And then Thursday we start tapering down, more tactical practices. Friday pre-game we do just a lot of, you know, set plays and, you know, getting ready for the game on Saturday.
Yeah.
You see how it's managed the whole week. The whole team knows this is what we do.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, you know, just because of who we are, you know, we'll give them Sunday off, but we tell them that's their recovery day.
Yes.
And then on Monday is their rest day. And then we start again the following week.
On Tuesday.
Yeah.
Now the problem is this. They went to national camp on Monday. I don't know what they did from Monday mpaka Friday.
Yes.
Na najua walikimbizwa, kakimbizwa. And then now they're brought to us. You know what? They gave us 3 cripples back.
God damn.
But nobody comes and tells us this is what happened.
Yes.
You know? And then even when a player is dropped, you know, like I said, I've been blessed to work with a lot of national team players, you know, not just in the US, even from Australia. You know, Mexico national team goalkeeper is one of my products too. After the camp, we get a report. Anasema nini? Susie, she did very well here. Her passing was good. Her range in the left foot was good, and you know, heading was fantastic. You know, But these are the areas she needs to improve on. You know, her fitness is not good.
Yeah.
She needs to work a little bit on her left foot. You know, longer range passes. So I get a report from the camp.
Yeah.
I know how I'm going to help Susie.
Yes.
We're ready next camp.
Next camp, yeah.
Lakini hatuambii kitu.
Naambiwa ndio hawa players wenyu. warudi Monday.
Yeah. And then and those are things that we can work together with the federation. Because my goal is one. I mean,
there was a reason as to why they were called up to the team first of all.
Yeah. So just that feedback is so important, and I wish that the federation or even the people on the national team would be intentional in communicating with us who are working here in the league. You know, so that's one. And then another one is, like obviously in other countries, the clubs and the academies are the ones that develop players. But in Kenya, it's different because now it's the schools that are developing a lot of the players. Mm-hmm. My question is the federation involved with the schools to work with the coaches to teach them, to prepare them? Because like I said, a lot of them come to us talented players. Yani kuchenga, hata kuchenga.
Yeah.
Lakini kudefend, you could defend, because today's game, if you're not a transitional player, meaning that you can defend and attack, wewe ni bure.
Yeah.
Wezi, lazima ucheze both ways. Angalia, look at even yesterday's game. Angalia Haaland.
Yeah.
Haaland yuko ndani ya 18. Ana defend. Ndio ule ana lead
attack.
The attack,
If Haaland is doing that, wewe ni nani?
Yeah.
So things like that are those coaches in high schools. Is the federation investing that knowledge in them?
Yeah.
And I know there was a time that there was a lot of nini zilipatiwana tu, yani ma CAF A, CAF B, hizo zote. But is that knowledge being transferred to the schools?
Yes.
Because I'll tell you, to me, that is the biggest thing. Like even as a club, we're changing a little bit the way we look at things. In terms of our goal now is actually those young players, to bring them into the club and to develop them for 2 years, to give them those things that we know that they need to know.
Yeah.
So that when we send them overseas, hakuna tienda ukae kwa academy 2 years. Wanajua kuna academy huko Kenya.
Yes.
There's a club that operates, that's successful, that is maybe winning leagues, that is winning Sekafa, that is playing well in CAF, that is developing players.
Yeah.
Giving them the tools that when they go to Europe, they just slide in.
Seamlessly. Seamlessly. Speaking of Europe, there was a player who had been in Europe, and somehow you managed to get them to sign for you guys.
Yeah.
Essie Akida.
Yes.
How did you pull that off?
Essie is my daughter.
Oh.
Yeah, no, Essie, she's a special child. I call her a special child of mine, because Essie, she was playing, for St. John's. She came to Nairobi. This is back 2011. She came to the under 20, and I saw her there. And I said, this kid needs to come to our academy. We talked to the parents, and they trusted us. So that's how my relationship with Essie started. I coached her that whole season when she was playing for Matu. Yeah. And we stayed in touch. Actually, there's a few times I tried to bring her over to the US, but things just did not work out. And so when I moved back to Kenya last year, we were just talking, and we had a reunion for our Wanaita.
Yes.
And then I was like, at that time I was not thinking I was coaching, but at least tumekutana. And then when Kibera asked me, to come and coach him, I said for sure, let me reach out to Essie, and we talked. And again, the goal was very simple. I want Essie to go and play in the WAFCON. And by her coming in October, she's a professional free agent.
Yes.
We signed at that time knowing that, if she's gonna come, we'll get her ready, because she hadn't played for about a year and a half or something like that. It's not something that you just come back and you already have your match fitness, you're sharp like you used to be. Again, she's a little bit older, but she has what she used to have, plus experience. And unfortunately, the federation did not let her play until the window opened, So now this is her third game. I think this weekend will be her fourth game. And based on what I saw her do against Trinity, I like her chances, And I think a player like that would be, my goodness, a great addition to the national team. I don't have any influence there. But if I had an influence, to bring a veteran like that who's been there, there's something you cannot coach.
Yeah.
Experience and exposure.
Yes.
She has both.
Yeah.
So
and at that level as well.
100%.
And do you think she has added a crazy mentality in terms of the experience that she has now to the squad of the girls that you're coaching at Kibera Soccer Women? Do you think she has absolutely taken their mentality maybe to another level?
Yeah, absolutely. And I challenge her too. Because Yeah, when I see that she's not, I told her, that's the reason why I signed you.
Yeah.
If I wanted an ordinary player,
there's so many.
Yeah, I brought you here because you have something different than the rest of them do, you know? And I know it's just a matter of time, because I could see the last game against Trinity.
Yeah,
I saw a little of that coming out. You know, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to see how she'll do this weekend. You know,
absolutely.
So,
yeah. And we're here talking about this project, Kibera Soccer. Yeah. First of all, finding sponsorships for clubs, women football teams in Kenya is not easy. How did you pull that out first? How did you package yourself, and what can you, let's say, lend to the wide audience?
Yeah, in all fairness, I came when there was already a sponsor. You know, so I did not do any. I had nothing to do with
the current sponsorship.
Yeah, but CFK had been involved. You know, that's Carolina for Kibera.
Yeah,
had been involved with the team. You know, and then they were able to get a sponsor. So they're the ones that, you know, went to talk to some people, you know. And my role as the general manager, not only is it to, you know, to hire, you know, the technical staff and to contracts for the players and stuff like that. My job is also to go and market the team. And one of the things, it's easy to market a team that is being successful, you know. So that's one of the things that I challenge my players. Let's start getting results. And as we start getting good results, and people even, winning is very important, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But football is an entertainment.
True.
People want to go and be entertained. Kicking the ball, that's not entertainment. Yes, we're excited we won, but how many, did you put 8 passes together? Did you put 10 passes together? Did you, you know, ulichenga mtu uko mbele? So watu wanyuma sitaki kujifanya ni mautero. Like, you know, just people want to come and watch a good game. And just say that is a game. And they'll tell somebody, come and watch Kibera play. Come and watch Kibera play. You know, I'll tell you this. Yeah. We were so blessed this during the window that we signed a player. Okay? We lost 3-1 to Bungoma.
Yeah.
This player scored 2 goals. And then she wants to come to us. And I asked her, your team beat our team.
Yeah.
You scored 2 goals against us.
Yeah.
Wow. Why are you coming to us? And she said, I love the way you people play. She said, I love the way you play.
Yeah. There's a structure.
Yeah, it looks, I can enjoy my football playing here. Instead of just kicking, I can grow. That is what we're trying to market, you know. And if we get, and I know we'll be able to attract even better players in the off season, you know, because some of them have already told me that, you know, they have some contractual obligations.
Yes.
And they said, when the season comes, coach, I'm coming to play for you. And I asked why. She said, coach, nikiwachezea dafunga mabao mingi sana. And I was like, okay, I see something. You know, so that's what, you know, we've laid that foundation, and we want to continue just building on it. And again, we one of the things that we challenge our players is we just don't want to excel on the field. We are building a brand. We want to excel off the field. We want people, you know, because I know there's a lot of money. I've been in corporate America, and I've also worked in the corporate world here in Kenya.
Yes.
There's so much money that people want to put their name on. But you're not going to put your name on a brand that is going to ruin your name. That is not successful.
Absolutely.
So that is part of the reason why we're saying, I know I have the capacity to go and talk to anybody in any corporation, but the product has to be good that somebody wants to be associated with.
Absolutely.
You know, so.
And part of that is having that so strong media presence.
Yes.
And I see you've come up with Kibera Soccer TV. What influence do you want it to have towards making sure that your name is up there, your players are well seen, and of course the brand?
Yeah, I think just what I alluded to before, you know, a good product. We're playing well. People are excited to be associated with us. People, not only because we're playing well, because we're also being successful. And not only are we being successful, where somebody can say, you know, like one of the things that I even said in the past, we want to be the team that produces, that develops players and sends them overseas, you know? So that people see, hey, that girl playing. And when we say overseas, we're not talking about Tanzania.
No.
Yeah, we're talking about going to Europe and playing maybe even for teams that are playing in the Champions League.
Yes.
And then when people are saying ule alitoka wapi, ule ni msichana wa Kibera, ule alitoka wapi, ule msichana wa Kibera, and obviously the station is carrying those stories. You know, and the more stories like that, people want to be associated with us. Not only good players want to come and play with us, but people from outside want to be part of us. Again, you look at in the US, the women's NWSL, the professional league, nearly every team now has a stadium, has their own stadium, and they're filling those stadiums. Okay, 7 years ago, kulikuwa na watu karibu 300, 400.
Yeah.
Now you get 25,000.
Yes.
Because people are now, I mean, they look at this as part of us, and yes, the name is Kibera, but Kilimani is right there.
Yes.
Hurlingham is right there. Hata watu hapo, waseme sisi we want to be part of this thing. Now they are wearing our jerseys. They are wearing our jerseys. Now it's almost, now we're creating that. Yes, right now it's a family thing.
Yeah.
But we want it to be even a little bit bigger, where people now feel like they want to be part of who we are.
Yeah. Okay. And you have seen a lot of clubs. I know in Kenya there was that sort of obligation that they're supposed to have a women team
in their setup.
Yeah. And I mean, coach, let's just be honest. Some of them just picked up to Wakayo tick your box. Not like they really intentionally wanted to be there, because if that was that, they'll be doing much more, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. I agree. I mean, like I said, there's ticking the box. Yeah. And then there's, again, one of the things that I heard is, FIFA is once every team, I don't know if it's just men and women or both, to have an academy. So that's one of the things, even as an organization, we're looking at, how do we form academies, because the way I look at it is, my association with schools, maybe a school in Western, a school in Eastern, a school in Nairobi, a school in the coast, associate ourselves with them, where they become our academies, where we go and we support them in terms of coaching education, in terms of, we have extra balls, we have, go give them 10 balls, go give them shoes, go, just associate ourselves with them. Yeah. Where they are quote unquote Kibera's academy in Western, Kibera's academy in Nyanza, and then we show them how we play. Yeah. So that they coach their players to get ready for us. Yeah. So that now it's a pipeline where a kid is coming from, from Nyanza, let me just call a name. I don't want to be specific with some names, but Nyanza Secondary School. Yes. They're playing the way Kibera plays. Yeah. And by the time that she comes to Kibera, we just polish her. Yeah. And then there's a team, Roma, waiting for her. Yeah. She goes to Roma. Yeah. Seamless. So that is what, those are the the challenges that we're trying to, to have, although we feel like, that's a role maybe the FKF should have been playing, but if they don't play, we have to do what we have to do. Absolutely. Yep. Oh, we're talking to Coach Bob here, and if you have any question, you can channel it on our WhatsApp number 0733222105. When you come back, Coach, tell us if okay, I know the men's team wakishinda kuna na bonus ya kushinda. When you adopt similar teams to be their team for the men, I wonder if kuna na such bonuses. Yeah. I would like to think there isn't. Also, we're having a lot of officiating issues with the Kenya Premier League, and as well as some of those guys who are poorly performing as officials in the Kenya Premier League being relegated to the NSL. Yeah. You tell us what you think about that, as well as if you do have similar issues as far as officiating is concerned in the Women's Premier League. We also, because that's going to be a final part, we also have a section where we ask our guest to ask a question to the next guest. Okay. Basically meaning there was a previous guest who asked a question for you. Okay. So you'll answer that, and then you'll pose a question to the next one when we come back. All right, thank you.
sort of law in the Kenya Premier League. And what you are seeing now is those officials who have been seen to have committed poor mistakes in the officiating of several matches in the Kenya Premier League, they are being disciplined. The discipline is them being taken to officiate matches in the National Super League.
Yeah.
Is that how about to go with poor officiating? You take them to a lower level, and that is the punishment they are getting? Is that how they should be going about it? Because I feel like that doesn't really change much.
Yeah. Probably they're taking them there, as, probation. I want to assume that they're being taken there as probation, and then they're being assessed to see if they're competent enough to go back up. Because one of the things that even as a coach I have to be careful is I make mistakes too.
Yes.
I'm on the sideline, I make bad substitutions.
Yes.
I'm on the sideline, maybe I make a tactical error, I made a mistake. With that being said, they're also going to make mistakes because they're human,
yes.
But if it's consistent, that's not a mistake, that's a habit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So probably they're being taken down, like I said, for probation. Let's see if they can fix their mistakes.
Yeah.
And if they're good enough, they'll go up, because I want to assume that they were up there because they were qualified.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't see that being a really big problem, unless now they're brought up and then they continue all the same mistakes. That's when I think it's time for them to be told, maybe to look for another job.
Yeah.
Down in the other divisions, we've seen also complaints there. But now in the Women's Premier League,
yes.
How do you rate the officiating the first leg that you've been in charge?
Yeah, there's I'd say when we played in Nairobi, I saw consistency. Okay, and I thought the level was high. And granted, most of our losses have been in Bungoma, they've been in Luanda.
Yeah.
But some of those goals, some of the calls, there's two goals that, when we played against, I think, Assassins.
Yes.
Okay. You see where the lines...
Assassins?
Assassins? Yeah.
What a name.
Yeah. So they gave this team a phantom goal. Phantom. Goalkeeper made a save. The ball is on the ground. The linesman is over there. And he puts the flag up. Goal. The opponent, who were in the six, nobody even knew anything. Because, the first person who will react is the person here. Yeah. They did not, they were like...
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, and the same thing happened in Homa Bay, and then the other day I was surprised again. I keep learning new things. Again, the rules of the game, I have to continue refreshing myself. One of the rules of the game is if there's an injury, if it's a head injury, you stop the game. If it's just any other injury, you wait for the ball to go out of bounds. But now we were in the 18. Yani tunataka kuingiza cross the way we practiced.
Yes.
Firimbi imepigwa. Ati foul. Mtu ameumia huko juu. Ngashindwa
asikichwa.
Asikichwa. Hata tujue ni nini. Again, a lot of these teams, they use that time wasting tactics. Mtu ameumia, you know. So, and then the other one, which one blew my mind, was the fourth official. Again, I'm learning the rules here in Kenya too. My assumption was the fourth official, your job is to unaambia coach, unaongea sana. Coach, tulieni kidogo, substitution number 12 huyo ameingia, number 8 ametoka, I did not know that they make calls also. Kidogo, my player went in. Obviously we're biased. 50-50. Mimi nataka mchezaji wangu aingie.
Yes.
Mimi aliona ameingia vizuri. Na ule mwingine hakuingia vizuri. Referee ndio ule. Amesema ni kama play on.
Yes.
Fourth official. Referee akapiga firimbi. Nikashindwa we.
It's influencing directly what's happening in the pitch.
Na linesman iko pale. Sasa kazi ya linesman ni nini? Mimi nafikiri we fourth official, yani ningepewa yellow, Unajua utembea na firimbi. Karibu nimpatie. Yani
Wait, onyi tulia.
Wacha wewe pigia kuku ule apigie huko ndani yani. Lakini uzuri yani Mungu alinisaidia tu nikanyamaza tu nikasema
Mungu alikufunza kunyamaza.
Lakini there's just so much there's a lot of inconsistency, especially outside Nairobi. But in Nairobi most of the referees have been very consistent, very fair. To me the biggest thing I ask, be fair. Kama ile ni kiatu, hii pia ni kiatu. Useme ati ile ni kiatu na hii ni play on. Just be consistent.
Consistency. Absolutely. Yep. What would you say has been the highlight for you as a coach so far? I think you're like halfway through the season.
Yeah.
What would you say so far has been your highlight as the coach?
A lot of things. Number one, just to see the growth in the team. One of the things that I told the team when we took over is we want this environment to be a fun environment, but competitive environment. Nataka mujitoe yani, lakini nataka muenjoy, because there's no purpose of you coming out here and playing na enjoy. So when I go to the practice sessions, it was a fun game. We'll come, we'll get together, we'll pray, and then kuna my assistant coaches mi wacha wafanye fun game, wachana wanacheka, and then wana switch gear to kazi. Just to see the growth, because in the beginning there was a lot of resistance, which is it's expected. There's a new philosophy, nimekuja na new ideas. You're a 27-year-old player, and this coach is telling you what you're doing. It's not like it was wrong, but this is the right way to do it. Now to change that mind, But now when I look at the team, man, they're all bought in, and they are excited about where they can go now, the next step. Just to see the growth. And like I said, I talked about that game against Kayole. To me, it was refreshing for them to see that, what this coach is coaching us to play, the way he's coaching us to play, we can actually play, And again, obviously, just for me, it was just in terms of overall play. But I feel even for them, for the players, and even for the fans, the way that we completely outplayed Police, which was the best team in the league, that again was an assurance that, we're not where we want to be, but we're going there. We will soon get there, know. So,
that's your highlight. Absolutely. Kibera women's soccer as it is right now, where are you in the table?
The 7th?
I think we're 7th.
You're 7th.
Yeah, but I guarantee you, I feel it. We feel it in our spirit. We're about to make a run.
You're going to go for a run.
You're the defending champions of the FKF Cup.
FK Cup,
mlipewa pesa?
Nafikiri I thought but hiyo ilikuwa before nikuje. So lakini what I heard before was whoever was sponsoring alikuwa anawalipa after every mkishinda mnalipwa. So nafikiri walipewa.
Okay. Anafa kajitoa.
Nafikiri amejitoa. Alafu even right now nobody has said anything.
Nobody has said anything.
It's
and is the competition still on?
Nobody has said anything, so we don't know. There was a time we were told, get ready, and I'm like, I have a big squad. There's some players who've not been playing, so that would be a great opportunity for them to play, but
get some match time.
No, nobody has said anything. It's just been quiet,
While for the men has already started.
This KFC walishindwa.
Walipigwa juzi. Walipigwa wale polisi sana BB bread.
You see, I could have, if I had not gone to US, I was going to go to FC in 1990. Because Lichungu was telling me, lazima ukuje.
Lazima ukuje.
What do you think about them so far this season, by the way?
You know what? I've been impressed. I went and watched them play when they played. Unfortunately, they lost that game against Homeboys. But I was impressed the way they are organized. They play. Kama unajua organized football, ukikaa hapo jua unajua wale wamejipanga vizuri. Compared to other teams, unaona yani ni Mungu tusaidie. Twende inaweza ingia, imeingia tumeshinda. Unaona inaweza ingia.
There's some organization to it.
So I think that the technical staff there is doing a great job. So
and yesterday we were talking with Greg here, and of course he was lamenting about mkate ikikuwa ngumu mbele ya chai. We have never seen that one. And now we are asking ourselves, this is a cup game. Is it one, the magic of the cup that they lost to BB Bread, or is it two, the depth for AFC Leopards is not as good? Because the guys who are given chances to play there, they are the guys who normally in the Kenya League don't play as much. So these are the guys you expect to watakuwa kwa bench kwa game ya KPL. Then you get a chance to play against a team that is the regional league. And that's what they do. Is it either the magic of the cup, or do they underestimate the team, or is it just the depth up is a bit questionable for the team?
I think it's everything. It's everything. You know, like sometimes your depth unakuwa exposed. Unajua saa zingine mtu anasema nataka kucheza, coach naweza cheza. Enda ucheze. Alafu namwambia unaona kwa maana uchezangi. You know, so that could be part of it. And then, you know, just the magic of the cup, man. I'm telling you, we've played some great games. Even just now Kibera. Played a great game. Tukashindwa. Tumeshindwaje? Yani nyinyi mmejaribu, boli imekataa kuingia. Kimungu imeingia. Ingine kidogo wamepewa penalty, mmeshindwa. Unashindwa.
How?
But it's football. You know, sometimes you play great and you win, sometimes you play great and you lose. Sometimes you play terrible, you lose. Sometimes you play terrible and you win. You know, sometimes, and that's what, you know, one of the things that we teach our players is to control the controllables. Okay? You control the attitude you bring to the game. The effort, vile ile utacheza na vile utajituma. That one you control.
Yes.
Lakini the rest, it's not in your hands. Coach atacheza 4-3-3, atacheza, you know, 4-4-2 diamond. Hiyo si wewe. Wewe unaambiwa tu, wewe leo striker, this is your role.
Yes.
You go and you play, you know? And then referee, you don't control the referee. You know, you don't control the surface. Hiyo vumbi mpewa, cheza kwa hiyo vumbi. You know? But you jitume. And, you know, like I said, you know, sometimes vitu zita bounce vizuri, saa zingine zita bounce. So again, that's one of the things. You don't control the results, but you control the things that will give you a positive result, or things that could give you a negative result. You know, so
good stuff. I have a question here from Moas. Moas anauliza, let me get this one. Alisikia ukitaja David Raya.
Yes.
Anauliza, I heard the coach mention David Raya. Is he by any chance someone who supports Arsenal, or was that just a reference?
No, that was, I mean, we were talking about building out of the back, and that's when I just used, mimi ni mtu wa Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Na Manu, lakini Arsenal siwapendi.
I like that.
But I mean, with that being said, I think David Raya is one of the best distributing goalkeepers in the world. You know, distribution yake ni
top notch.
Absolutely. You know, again, part of my background, mimi nilikuwa nacheza goalkeeper pia.
Okay.
Yes, and I move coach goalkeepers too.
But
looking at Raya is an example that I use with my players. You know, my goalkeepers, ona vile ana distribute mpira, ona hiyo composure yake anayo, you know. Na hiyo composure yake ndio inafanya teams zikuje kwao, acheze ball refu, wafunge, you know. But
Agrippa Nyanje says big up.
Yes, Agrippa, my boy from Dallas. Yes.
He's been watching the whole session.
Yes.
So he's Coach Idi Salim.
Okay, Coach Idi, Coach Idi, I was with him yesterday with Musa at
the Musa Teno Foundation.
Yes.
So those are just some of the guys that are. So what do you wish for women's football, like, achieve as long as you're still at Kibera Soccer?
Women football, or women football at Kibera?
Kibera, and of course, in the whole country.
And number one, I mean, I know I talked about professional football in Morocco. Okay, one of the things that I you know, one of my purposes in life is, you know, is to help transform lives of youth. You know, by God's grace, God's strength, to help transform lives. You know, I got the opportunity that I got because of the talent that I had, you know, and somebody is the one who spent time to shape and refine that talent, you know, to make me who I am. And the least that I can do is return it to somebody else. And I've seen, like, you know, obviously talking about, you know, spending a lot of time in America, seeing how those lives were transformed, and how they are thriving. I want all my girls at Kibera, I want their lives to thrive. And even as their lives thrive, their families change, you know. And that's what I was talking about, you know, want to develop them, you know, not just as soccer players, but as human beings, and then hopefully get them opportunities to go overseas. And I know that when they go overseas, their lives will be different, you know. I'll give an example. There's a girl who we had at the academy, you know, at NITA. Her name is Vivian O'Ray. You know, Vivian O'Reilly went, right when I went back to the US, she also came, and she played for NITA, and she actually played for Kibera too, and then she went to the US on a football scholarship. She excelled on the field, and then now she's a nurse practitioner. That has changed her life, has changed her family's life. Okay, and not only that, right now she plays for the U.S. national team, beach football team. I know there's a lot of opportunities for our girls. And I pray that God uses me to help opportunities for them
get to them. Absolutely. You mentioned Manchester United. It's only fair that I ask you this.
Yes.
They have a new coach.
Yes.
Michael Carrick. Tonight he's on the verge of getting 5 in a row.
Yes.
For the first time in, is it 10 years?
Yes. Uchungu sasa.
10 years is before Bato gets serious, it's metaphorical. It's not exactly 10. But he's about to get 5 in a row for the first time in a long time for Manchester United.
Yes.
As a coach, what do you think he has done different that Mr. Amorim absolutely failed to do?
And that's a great question, because even me as a coach, I have to be very careful, because uko na knowledge, uko na philosophy, ile unataka nipatia wachezaji wote. Na ni mingi.
Yes.
So that's why I'm very careful to be giving them, I spoon feed them. Umepata. Alafu tunaenda to the next one. We go to the next one, And sometimes because of too much knowledge, like even people have talked about Pep. Kama ufikiri uko kwa tabu kwa hiyo team, na there's a lot of knowledge and he puts a lot of expectation on you, you know, and sometimes it's overwhelming. I feel the same thing happened, with Amorim. Most of the players that he inherited, had been, Ten Hag had brought them kucheza style ingine 4-4-2, I mean 4-3-3, with 2 6s. And then all of a sudden mnaambiwa tunacheza 3-4-3, na wing backs. So all of a sudden na nimekataa tunacheza hii umekataa tunacheza alafu najua pia wachezaji wanaanza kuona hii ni ngumu. What Carrick did is exactly what Ole Gunnar did, because Ole Gunnar replaced Jose. Jose alikuwa amekuja na uzito na ukali, aliwacha wachezaji chezeni. Now they are playing with that freedom.
Correct.
You look at Kobe.
He's a different player right now.
Kobe is a maestro hapo kwa midfield.
He's a guy basically we used to know. Before Amorim. Amorim alikuwa hajui kucheza mpira, so again he's given them the freedom. But again, like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because you remember when Ole Gunnar was in charge, unaona tulipiga PSG na PSG walikuwa na Neymar, Messi na Mbappe, tuliwapiga, lakini baadaye sasa lazima waanze kuleta some tactical, yani sasa unajua hiyo honeymoon imeisha. Sasa ni honeymoon, siwezi kudanganya, ni honeymoon itaisha. Sasa ujanja gani unayo? And then sasa hapo ndio utapatikana. And do you think Michael Carrick might actually go the distance this time around? Because like you said, you have seen honeymoons in Manchester United. They are very sweet and loud. Until sasa when you get down to things now, kidogo inaanza kukaa tricky. Once you get confirmed, then things started going south. Do you feel like this might be different?
I mean, trust me as a Man U fan, I am hoping. I'm hoping. Like unajua kiari watu washaanza kusema Luis Enrique, unajua yuko Luis Enrique. So
you never know.
But you'd have preferred Carrick to be the man to take this all the way.
The whole season, yes. But again, let's
beyond that
watch and answer, because again, me, I'm a manager too. I want people to give me time. That's my patience. Trust the process. Okay, mtaona results inakuja. So with that being said, I feel like we need to give him grace, ajaribu. Alafu kama hawezi tuna pesa. Tutamlipa mwingine atakuja. But so right now I feel like he's liberated those, because there was so much, like I said, I always try to be very careful where I don't unakata usifanye hivi mpaka mtu hawezi kujiexpress. Lakini sasa Carrick ameambia nini? Cheza free, Alafu tena yeye ana pressure. Unajua bila pressure.
Unanini vizuri.
Piga orthodox huko.
Speaking of liberating, that one has liberated. Una coach mwingine ame imprison watu in terms of the emotions. Ana coach team ya ujamaa. Anslot, he liberated them last season akamwambia hadi kikombe. This season committee. Prison maximum security.
But
what do you think has changed? Because this is a guy who won the title last season. Went on and spent quite some money. Now he has quite some ammunition, but he's tanking. What could have gone down there?
Actually, it's a conversation I was having with one of my players. You know, and I said, you know, coming to Kibera, okay, I had two choices. Number one, tucheze vile walikuwa wanacheza.
Alright.
Number 4, akipata mpira tuma. 5 akipata mpira tuma.
Yes.
Number 6 yuko hapa open.
Lakini unatuma.
Tuma. Atucheze hakuna risk. Which I don't teach that way.
Alright.
But you know, could I allow it to happen? Yeah, and probably would we have more wins than we have today? Yes. But at the end of the day, I have to be me. So I'll have to do that next year. Or option number 2, nianze kuchange tu sahi. Tukule dawa yetu sahi, because tunajua in the future tuta enjoy. So him alisema tuendele na Klopp. This year anaanza kujaribu kuimplement yake. You know, naona nina kwama kidogo. You know, lakini he was a proven quality coach. You know, si ati alikuwa hajakuwa successful. You know, so again, is this part of the process of him transforming, you know, Liverpool into the kind of team that he wants, you know, into the style that he wants them to play? I don't know. You know, time will tell.
Only time will tell.
Lakini obviously mashabiki hawana time hapana. Tulishinda last year, tushinde this year.
Yenye nafaa.
Ati tuko nyuma Manu.
What are your thoughts about Benny McCarthy?
Benny. You know what? Benny, I like Benny because he speaks the truth. You know, one of the truth
Kenya tupendi ukweli.
Hapana. One of the truth alisema kuna levels kwa game. Okay? Because unakumbuka hiyo mambo ya Chan.
Ili to blindfold.
Tunataka
ndio wacheze sasa national team.
No, kuna levels. Chan was Chan. Local.
Yes.
Sasa unaleta watu kutoka Liverpool, watu kutoka Arsenal, watu kutoka, you know, Benfica. It's a different game. Completely different game, and that's the reason why we're talking about being 133 na being number 1. Levels ni tofauti. Ball ni ball, lakini ule 133 akicheza na number 1 kuna shida,
kuna disparity.
Lakini just because alicheza na number backups wa number 1 wakafanya vizuri, hasa acheze na the first 11 wa wale number 1 tofauti. You know, and Senegal absolutely exposed them. But I like Benny McCarthy because napenda pali yuko, yani ile role amepewa ila akona freedom. Because one of the things that I noticed about a lot of coaches, African coaches, mkipewa kazi kitu kama national team, there's too many constraints. Okay? Wewe uchague wachezaji, sisi ndio tunachagua. Wewe uchague coaching staff, sisi tutakupatia. You know, so things like that, you know. But him just being given a free hand, that's exactly how a manager needs to be. Because if he fails with his coaching staff, with the players that he picked.
Zero excuses.
You know, and just the fact that akona hiyo pedigree, he's respected, you know. But you know, the little that I've seen, because obviously I just have a small snapshot of what he's done. I like what he's doing, and the fact that kuna science even involved in that team. You know, kuna mtu wa data. Hiyo idanganyi. You know, again, just putting that into practice in this idea. I don't think the women national team does that. You know, so now nafikiri iko sawa. You know, time will tell.
Only time will tell on this one.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right. Before we let you go, a question by the previous guest. To you. This was posted sometime last week. It was last week.
Last week on Thursday. On Friday.
On Friday. The guest asked. I want you to ask the next guest, what is it you can do different to bring more money or sponsorship into Kenyan football? That is most probably being done
not
right now.
Not done now,
Okay.
And then once you've done that, you ask a question to the next guest via that camera.
Okay.
Thank you.
The thing is this, there is football, there's money being brought in. My question is it being allocated correctly? or are people wanaukora.
Yes.
Wanatoa. Because one of the things is this, having worked in the corporate world, integrity is a very big thing. You know, if I give you money, I give you 2 billion.
Yes.
I'm going to watch the way you use it. If you are using it properly, and you told me that, you know what, 75% will go to this team, and I see 75% going to that team, you know what? See, there's a time to renew the contract.
Yes.
I'll give you 4. But if I see I gave you 2, and you told me 75 is going here, and only 22 imeenda.
Yeah.
Ikwisha. You know, so I think just building that integrity, building that trust with the corporate world.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, people want to invest, but at the same time, they don't want to be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Kenya has, in Kenyan sports, people have taken advantage of those things. Every area, wacha niseme to sports. So I think, you know, if we raise our level of integrity, I think a lot of corporate people would want to invest more.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, this is marketing.
Yeah.
You know, the more my name is being put on TV, you know, on people's shirts and...
Yes.
Yeah, my name is going up. People are starting to use my product.
Yeah.
You know, so I think the biggest thing I'd say is integrity.
Integrity.
Yeah.
All right. What question would you like us to ask the next guest who shows up here? Maybe tomorrow or the day after.
Yeah. What would you tell your younger self to do different?
What would you tell your younger self
to do differently?
To do differently.
Now that you've experienced this, where you are now in life.
Yeah.
If you're given an opportunity to go back to become younger.
Yes.
What would you do different?
Absolutely.
Yep.
I love that. And big up to everybody who's been watching us on Facebook, on YouTube as well. We appreciate all your presence and all your activity as well. Coach Bob, thank you for coming in.
Yes.
And also thank you for coming in dripping.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Ungetutumia memo. Angetuma memo.
Kama chali wa mtaa.
Usikia which part of Nairobi?
Kama aliuliza.
Mimi ndio joto mtu gani unatoka yani, lakini
sasa mimi nimejipeana wewe huku sema.
But I really want to thank you guys for this opportunity, because I think there's a lot of things that could be done in women football.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and we cannot change everything.
Yes.
You know, but I'm glad that you brought up, you know, the issue of fields.
Yes.
You know, because to me, fields are so important. If you don't have good fields, don't expect good football.
Yeah.
True.
And if you don't get good football, how are you going to attract people to the game? If you don't attract people to the game, how are we going to get sponsors? If we don't get sponsors, how are we going to be able to change the lives of these young women by increasing the salaries that we have?
Exactly.
So if we can just, number one, take care of the fields. And then obviously, like you talked about, you know, the federation being intentional in women football. Not just talking about, we're going to do this, but actually doing it. You know, I tell you, there's such a great opportunity for these women in Kenya, these talented women, to take this country to levels that, you know, we just dream about.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's very, very true. It's and I had to go on with this one because we need to let you go. It's like how Jana tulikuwa nasema kuhusu Angela Okutoi.
Yeah.
She's 21.
Yeah.
Getting zero support.
Yeah.
She's trying to fundraise for 10 million so that she can be a full-time tennis player.
Yeah.
That's a potential right there.
And she's a Wimbledon champion.
Yes.
People should be crawling down there on their knees asking her to have an opportunity to partner up with her.
Yes.
Because of the potential that she has.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Not kutoka karibu kuishia, lakini there's one time nilikuwa naongea na dem mwingine. And then I told her, I coach women football. Akashangaa, hey, there's women football in Kenya.
Now see.
Akasema, nikamwambia, there's even a Harambee Star. Hey, there's a national team for women. We need to change that. We need to really change that. You know, the people who do the marketing for the women's game.
Yes.
Pull up your socks.
Yeah. Absolutely. Very true. If I was to play a song for you, which one would that be?
There's a song that I like. It's a Christian song. It says, you know, I'm counting my blessings. I say, my God, I'm still counting my blessings. You know, sababu hiyo wimbo yani it brings me back to, it's just like a compass, brings me back to realizing how blessed I am.
Yeah.
And looking back, just knowing that, God is the one who's done everything that, that I've been able to do.
Yeah.
So
is that Sef Schluter?
Yes, huyo. Lakini kuna African version pia hapo yani.
Oh, okay.
Lakini hiyo ni sawa hiyo.
Hiyo pia itaweza.
Itaweza hiyo.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Counting my blessings, dropping right now for you, coach. Thank you for coming to SportyFM.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Awesome.